Hey, welcome to Hear Us Out. I'm Paul,
And I'm Patrick.
and today we're going to be doing a rapid review. Rapid review is a very short or rapid review of a movie which might have been on one of your lists that we're going to try bump it up a couple of spaces just to kind of get you to take a look at it. There is a library of these, so go check them out. And today we're going to be doing Batteries Not Included, a Steven Spielberg, Michael Robinson film. Steven Spielberg produced it. Michael Robinson directed it. Um, he was also helped in. Michael Robinson also helped in the screenplay. It was originally a film that was for Steven Spielberg Amazing Stories
Yep.
TV show, but Spielberg liked it so much that he decided that it should be made into a feature length movie. So, Batteries Not Included. A short synopsis to kind of get you into it, which is film is about a group of neighbors from a small old school apartment block from New York. Around them, all the other apartment blocks of the same kind of style have been knocked down, making way for, you know, new retail stores, office spaces, new apartments. Some kind of estate mogul has decided to come in and kind of buy up the place. Um, they are being forced out through nefarious means of bullying, coercion, and threats, stuff like that. But they aren't moving. They're not moving from their neighborhood, and their small tight community. But things are getting tough. Things are getting tough until something extraordinary happens, and that little extraordinary piece of magic helps them get up on their feet and brings some joy back to their lives, and kind of brings them even closer together as neighbors, stuff, which is great. So
Beautifully summarized, Paul. We're nobody out there worry if you haven't seen this movie and you're about to. We're not going to spoil anything, but what we will have to tell you is what everybody should already know, and that is the lovable little special thing that comes to change everything. We'll be talking about that in a moment. But Paul, you mentioned evil capitalist corruption coming along to try and wipe out classic New York architecture and its downtrodden inhabitants. I think that's one of the great themes of this movie is that it covers the rich versus poor, the wiping out of the past with new corporate America. And remember, this was the 80s, so there was definitely that was a theme of concern, the idea of corporate America getting rid of all that had come before. Um, and like there's no other way to put it. But the mechanism that's used in this movie to turn it all around is cute as hell little UFOs, little UFO robot anthropomorphized flying saucers called Fixits, I
yeah,
think.
they nickname those the Fixits, but
Yeah,
they then obviously also give them actual name later on, kind of defer between the two of them. But yeah, they're collectively called the Fixits.
yeah. And Paul, the main characters, which for me the main characters is an elderly couple. It's Jessica Tandy and Hume Cronin, who were married in real life. They're the actors married in real life. And for anybody who's seen Cocoon, will know them as the most famous old couple in Cocoon. Um, Jessica Tandy won an Oscar, did she? I think for Driving Miss Daisy, or at least was nominated. I think
Mm-hmm.
so. Very famous, brilliant actors. It This is a family film. Everybody This is a beautiful family film. This is an adorable family film, but in that great Spielbergian way, it makes you feel and makes you think, and also makes you face some things that you're not necessarily going to be completely comfortable with. Don't worry, you can still watch it with a 5-year-old, but it deals with aging, it deals with loss, it deals with dementia, which I know affects most of the world. Um, Somebody in everybody's family at some point will be affected by memory loss at some level, and this is it's dealt with really, really well. So it's a family film in that classic 80s Spielbergian way that you're along for a ride, but you're also not just a passenger.
Yeah, like it gives a fantastic cross section of like single moms, which goes out of work, kind of people who have followed their career and maybe not kind of finalized it, struggling artists, and then people who have come to the end of their kind of life, and witches are just trying to hold on to what they've got. So at this point, this film is very much of the haves, the have-nots, and those who will do anything to have, kind of thing, including selling their soul, but realizing that soul might be a little bit more of a higher price than which is just a great underdog movie, and yeah, all the actors in it are fantastic. You've got which is, as you said, the elderly couple who kind of are the mom and pop of the movie, kind of thing, very much driving a lot of the other characters to do other things, which is great. Frank McRae plays Harry Noble, who is the superintendent's ex-boxer, who's just a fantastic. He has like 2 lines in the film, and he's such a sweetheart.
Gentle, silent giant, but my gosh, like memorable and lovable character.
Yeah, like he is such a sweetheart in the film, kind of thing. You got Elizabeth Paya, who plays the single mom. She plays it really, really well. Strong character, but holding on to things that maybe she shouldn't be holding on to. But strong character, which is Michael Carmen, who plays essentially the face of the bad guys. Fantastic portrayal. He's a sweetheart in his own way, which is this horrible kindness in it. The only overly bad guys in the film are literally the corporate guys. That's the really interesting.
The worst
thing
people wear suits. Yeah. There you go.
Like, even the builders who are knocking down the neighborhood are also slightly sweetheart kind of guys.
Yeah.
You also got Dennis Borosquez. He plays the artist. I'm butchering his name. He plays the artist. He's a very intelligent. He's also a secondary driving force character, which is also fantastic because we need that as well as the mom and pop kind of thing. But yeah, just acting wise, it's a fantastic group of people.
And you can tell it's character driven and is a sweet family movie in respect to its plot, because we're talking about a movie called Batteries Not Included, which all of you have seen the poster or seen some images by now and know there's little UFOs. Yeah. Like there's little anthropomorphized, like little personality laden robot-y UFO shippy things. And we're not talking about them first. That says a lot for this movie. I think that's maybe the biggest endorsement. If you can imagine trying to talk about this movie and waiting till this point to have to talk about them, that should tell you why we're recommending you go and see this.
Yeah, like the little fix-its are fantastic, added to the movie. They are the miracle, or the extraordinary piece of magic that these group have been waiting for or have been praying for. Yeah, the design and everything was done by Light and Magic, Spielberg's which goes effects team, which is
the ILM wizards, as I like to think of them, because they just are magicians.
And in this as well, it's fantastic to see them, as you say, anthropomorphized. They don't speak. There's no speaking. They don't have any kind of vocal kind of tells.
Yet they have personality to burn.
Oh, they like some of the biggest. As I said, it's a great thing for them to have so much personality with so many personalities in this film, and they don't get lost and they don't overtake anything. So it's a real nice balance between the extraordinary piece, which is this film was originally or as in some parts of the world was going to be called Miracle on 8th Street. Just to kind of give you a little bit more of the feeling of the film. But
and
Batteries
Not Included, a much better name, and also such a thing, particularly at the time when it came out. I was around alive watching this movie when it came out, and yes, toys all needed batteries. There was no such thing as plugging in a USB cord back in the day. Batteries Not Included was that thing that when you read it on the side of a box on Christmas morning, you hoped that somewhere there was going to be some Duracell sellotaped to something else.
Yeah, you were hoping that your parents read that as well when they bought it, and
exactly.
Also grabbed some batteries. So that's the good. Any other added things you want to add to the good side of this?
Yeah, I just think even the building itself, the building they're trying to save is beautiful. It's beautiful in its rundown crumminess, and harkening back to better times. I think it's a lovely movie.
I do too. Which goes, so some of the bad parts, which goes, I think that there's some transitions that are not well placed.
That's
They're
polite.
they're they're sudden. There's some sudden jarring transitions that are that are kind of, they shock you. There's one cut from a dark interior to suddenly an exterior that's also bright, so you're kind of like, what the, where are we? And I think it's like nearly mid sentence of or like just
Yeah.
nearly cuts off the words of a person. So some transitions are not so great, which is some of the elements have aged a little bit, nothing too bad or anything like that. Nothing that will take you out of the movie or anything like that. And which is, yeah. So any other elements that you want to
I'd
add?
say the practical is done so well by Industrial Light and Magic that when they do CGI to or modernize, it's so much more noticeable. Even though the CGI itself is of quite a high standard, you can see where they're mixing practical and CGI sometimes, and you're like, oh, it would be really nice if they'd just been able to keep that as an actual physical prop that's kind of moving around there. Some of the puppeteering and stuff is just amazing. So, yeah, this is not the world's greatest movie, folks. And for my money, a slightly better director may have made a slightly better job of it. It has pacing issues, and Paul, as you pointed out, I think the editor had a burp at some stage or had to run to the bathroom and let somebody else take over. But overall, I don't think there's anything that holds it back too much.
No, like I think some of the themes and stuff like that are really well done, and yeah, it's not a challenging film in any kind of way. It's just a family fun kind of thing.
Yep.
You were saying that maybe one of the things that you thought might be better was if, or might bring it out a little bit more, is if Steven Spielberg himself directed.
I think this is one of those things where people go, oh, this is like a bargain basement ET. It isn't. I think if Spielberg had done it and brought the Spielberg magic to it as opposed to just producing, I wonder if this would have been up there with the all-time classics. We'll never know. We'll never know. But what I can say is, if you have kids, watch this movie with your kids. It's not aged out that badly. It'll be great for kids of all ages. If you don't have kids and you just want to experience some nostalgia, even if you've never seen the movie, it's the kind of thing you could have never seen it, and it would make you feel nostalgic for a time that you may not have even lived through. So anybody born in the 2000s that wants to have an 80s feeling, watch this movie.
That's a
There you go.
really good point.
Yeah.
Great one. So yeah, so batteries not included. Take a look at it. Let us know in the comments down below if you like it, if you watched it because of our video, or if you've seen it before. Let us know of how you feel about this review and the movie itself. Also, if there's any other movies that you also want us to take a look at, go ahead and
into the comments down below, folks.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, share us out as much as you can, yeah, that'll be it. I can't wait for more comments about this one. So with that, I've been Paul,
and I've been Patrick,
and we've been Hear Us Out.
See you next time.